So, yeah, we are here to discuss the final episode of season one of The Last of Us. It is a much shorter episode than the other episodes during the season. We start off with another flashback. I don't remember this from the game, but we see a pregnant woman running through the woods. And you can't see anything behind her, but you can hear the sounds of the infected. That you often hear them make that all that. So yeah, um, she manages to get inside the house where apparently some of her friends stay. Then she locks herself upstairs, and she's in labor. You can tell she's having trouble breathing, and she already checked, and the water's broke. So yeah, but that infected keeps coming after her, even though she put herself in the trying to make a stand in the last room. She's already sitting down, holding a knife, because she's all wore out and stuff. She, the infected finally breaks in. She tries to defend herself from it and manages to put the knife in it, take it down. But during all the commotion, she actually has the child. And she looks down at it, you know, crying and everything. And she looks at her leg. Apparently, the infected did get a hold of her. She cuts the umbilical cord from the baby, picks it up, and is holding it. And the baby's still wailing, still crying. She says, "Yeah, you tell him, you tell him, Ellie." So we know this is the birth of Ellie. Uh, Later on, we know it's a couple hours or so later. We have Marlene from the beginning of the series and like two other guys with guns. They notice they come to the house and they're looking around and everything's quiet, but they can tell there's been a scuffle. They make their way upstairs to where the woman with Ellie, she's sitting there just singing to the baby Ellie. And they come in, and the woman says, "Oh, yeah, say hello to Ellie," and gives the baby, says, I want you to take her, and then I want you to kill me. Marlene's really hesitant. She's like, I can't kill you. She takes the baby, though. She's holding it. She's like, I can't kill you. And the woman says, "Marlene, how long will we know each other?" "That's right, our entire lives." So this is a long time relationship. Somebody they've been friends for so long. She hands Ellie over to one of the other men and walks out the room with her. and the guy that is holding her. So, and she tells him, cover her ears. And she walks back in, boom, kills her friend. Then we get to see so many other details are shown in this part. When the woman who gave birth to Ellie bundles her up and stuff, she puts the knife she was holding in with Ellie. So we know that's the knife that she was found with, the knife she always tried to use. So yeah. Anyway, we get to the modern day. Joel and Ellie arrive in the city, and but Ellie's clearly got something on her mind. You can tell something's bothering her. But Joe has become so much more open, so much more friendly. You can tell he's no longer just seeing her as cargo. He now, you can tell the fatherly instinct is back. He loves her like his own daughter. You know, treat her kindly. You know, he's always talking to her. But in the beginning here, she's just kind of real quiet and solemn, and he even tries to crack a joke because he says, "All right, what I was thinking," and she points out plans, says, "Go across here, go up to the high rise, go up, see where we could head." He says, "No, actually, I was thinking about blasting a hole through the roller there because the last house I found a stick of dynamite." And he goes, "Not really, but I had you going, didn't I?" So he's already cracking dad jokes and everything. So that level of being a parent. So yeah. In this, he explains what happened because they sit down and talk. He discusses, about Sarah, about having lost her, ending up in a military uh, hospital because they were walking through the fields and they saw like tents and everything up. She explains to him that yeah, when she told him she had killed somebody, it wasn't the first time. She told him about her and Riley, and how Riley and her sat down and they expected to turn. Riley did. She didn't, and how she had to shoot Riley. Um. So yeah, it's a bearing of the soul to each other. But uh, they see giraffes out in the open, just eating vines and leaves and everything. Because I would assume the giraffes got out of the zoo or whatever. But anyway, as they are going through this little setup army hospital with tents and everything, they get ambushed. I don't know if they just use some kind of concussion grenade or flashbang, whatever. We just know it put out enough force to knock them out. It wasn't clearly wasn't meant to kill them. And then it released a bunch of smoke. They took Ellie and took the guy came up and hit Joe with the butt of his gun. So they took both of them, and they wake up in the hospital. Ellie's already gone. Joe's waking up and he sees Marlene. Says, and they talk about making it across the country. Said she had 5 people helping protect her, and she still almost died. And she's like, "How'd you do it?" And he's like, "It was her." But Marlene explains that the doctor thinks they have a way to craft the vaccine from her, but it will probably end up killing her because turns out that it starts out in the brain, the cordyceps do, in trying to take over the host. And to do anything, it would probably kill Ellie. But she's already being prepped for surgery at this point. You know, they are getting her ready and everything, IVs, putting her under and everything. So, and Joe's like, "No, you can't do that," and he don't want. He's not wanting to see her die. He don't want to know the fact that he brought her all this way to die, so they can make the vaccine. And Marlene even explains, says, "Look, Joe, I know how you feel. I saw her born. Her mother was my best friend." And yeah, Joe's led out by the 2 guards with guns. They're walking down the stairwell to get him out of the building. And he's unarmed, but he catches the opportunity. He smacks the one guard with the gun, and then he pushes it up towards the other and shoots him dead. So he goes back, says, "Where is she?" And he's like, "F you." And he's like, "I don't have time for this." Kills. And then all of the rest is a slow motion replay of Joe going through the hospital and taking out these different members of the Fireflies, trying to find where Ellie is. He finally finds the pediatric wing of the hospital, pediatric surgery, and he sees the doctor and 2 nurses getting ready for the operation on Ellie. He walks in, he's like, "Unhook her." And the doctor's like, "No, I won't let you. How did you get in here?" And he picks up a scalpel and, like he wanting to defend himself against Joe, and Joe just shoots him dead. He's like, then he looks at the 2 nurses and says, "Unhook her." And so they unhook her, everything. Joe picks her up. He's carrying her out of there. Goes down the elevator to the parking garage. And they find a vehicle there that actually runs. and are getting ready to go in it when Marlene stops them and says, Joe, you can't protect her forever. What are you going to do when she grows up? When you grow old and, you know, die? Or she runs away? Or if she's attacked again? You cannot protect her forever. And Joe's just got this look on his face. It's like he's not even comprehending. He don't care. And then you hear a shot ring out. And he's got her in one arm on this side and other arms under her legs, but he's got a pistol. Boom, and he's shot Marlene, carries her around to the back seat of the vehicle, puts her in, and he walks back over to Marlene and kills her, and they drive off. Now they're driving back. She kind of comes to after having been drugged out and everything. Explains that the doctor said there was nothing they could do. You know, they changed their minds after some kind of discussion or something, after running some tests, and, you know, so that's what he tells her. Being real solemn faced and everything. He says, and then some raiders attacked the hospital. I barely got you out of there. We'll find you some new clothes because all she's in is that surgery gown. He's like, we'll find you some new clothes a little ways down here. She rolls back over and passes back out. Next thing you see, he's driving and she's in the front seat. She's now got some new clothes on. Apparently, they had to stop because the vehicle breaks down. He says, well, we're only about a 5 minutes hike or 5 mile hike to Jackson, because they do make it to Wyoming and everything. But as they're doing the hike, he talks about Sarah, how he thinks her and Sarah would have gotten along great. And then they reach this top of the hill and they overlook, and they're looking at Jackson, and she tries to think of a way she wants to say it. She's like, Joe, what you said, you swear to me? He stops for a moment, looks at her. I swear. And so he's just told her, yeah, I swear that's what they decided. And they walk off together toward Jackson, and that is the end of the episode. A lot of people may not understand that, but yeah, that's kind of what happened in the game. He goes and kills all the people that he can because he's looking for, it's like that instinct of being a father has been brought back to the surface, and he just wants to protect her. You know, he lost Sarah. He wasn't going to lose Ellie. He was, he'd protected her all this time. He was no longer just the delivery man. He was, a, a guardian again, a parent. He talks about getting a guitar, restringing it and learning, playing a little bit, teaching her how to play. And, he's just open, and you can tell he's trying to be a good dad. is more or less what's happening. But yeah, so much is explained, but it's a short episode to finish the season off. Yeah, it's a good one though. It's a good one. I'm kind of interested how they're going to do season two, knowing what we know happens later if you played the game. The Last of Us 2. Yeah. I'd say a lot of people are going to be kind of shocked in the. I don't know if they'll do it in the first or second episode, but yeah. They'll be kind of shocked with all the stuff that goes on. But yeah. I mean, it was a good episode. It was just much shorter than the others, what we're used to. So go in remembering that. But I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. As always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. See you all in the next video. Until then, later.